Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Hello. Good morning, Jelly. How are you? This may be the first time I've gotten a comment first on Twitch and before any other app. That's crazy. Hey, Philip. How you doing? How was everybody's weekend? Mondays always are a slow start. You can tell everyone's like, I don't want to wake up and start living life. Which I get. Which I get. Sore, did too much yesterday. No walk in the park today. I feel that. I'm just ready for some cooler weather. It's like just humid enough that it's is it just me or has it felt like things have quieted down? Or are we just kind of numb to the admin's crap? So it's partially quieted down mostly because the House and the Senate are both on recess now. So there's really nothing going on. Not to mention Iran is just failing catastrophically for this administration, so they don't want to talk about it either. Like everything that this man is doing is failing catastrophically, and they're like they have nothing to give. Ugh, it's gonna be a wretched week. Holy moly. It's gonna be in the mid to upper 90s for the next 10 days. Ugh. That's gross. But yeah, that's why things have seemed to quiet down. Because there's definitely things going on. You know, Bibi said no to the 15-point plan with Gaza. So, like, pretty much non-existent. Good morning, Jeffries. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Jeremiah. So, like, I don't know what they think is going to, like, there's just not. I think what you're going to see a lot more now is, hey, Lore Shark. You're going to see a lot of people, a lot of stuff having to do specifically with the midterms now, and you're starting to see it. I think that's what you're going to see a lot more of is midterm talk from our representatives. That's why they take the month off. Hey, Linda. Thank you, guys. And unfortunately, that's not going to help us at all when it comes down to it. And to an extent, we're numb, but things aren't quieting down. That's right. Minnesota primaries tomorrow. Same with Wisconsin primaries are tomorrow. So a couple big ones. I think Florida too. I think question mark. Ads in West Virginia are gonna be the communist scare tactic. Yeah. You're just leaving the doctor's office. That's fair. Like I said, Mondays just always take a little bit longer to get going. Like it's just no matter what, it just takes a little bit before things really start. El Sayed needs to drop a certain dead weight or it's going to be an anchor that pulls him down. You're talking about Hassan Piker? Haven't won an election with the popular vote. I mean, technically they did in 2024. They did get the popular vote in the 2024 election. I'm been at work for 4 hours already. I'm still not fully awake. That's fair. Oh, August 18th. So next week. It was by a small margin. It was like 1.5%, but pretty excited for it. For what? What do you think I'm pretty excited for? We do a popular vote in everything except for the presidency. It's not a designed thing. Actually, in the conversations, the idea of the Electoral College didn't come out right away. So to say we weren't designed to be that way is wrong. We were designed to be a popular vote. We were designed to be a democracy. Representative democracy, but still a democracy. Failed policies and toxic worldview. All right, buddy. Hey, Garpu. You need to stop clinging to the old world view, because what old world view do you think the left are clinging to? What old world view do you think the left are clinging to? If you get rid of the electoral college in New York City and Los Angeles, no, they will not determine the outcome of every federal election. You don't, and it would be only the presidential election. So not every other federal election in the country uses the popular vote. Only the presidency, Navy, vet use the electoral college. And you don't believe that there are any, you don't think that there are any Republicans in Los Angeles or New York City? There are a decent amount in those states. I'm not anti-America. I'm 100% pro-America. I know exactly how the Electoral College works. The only thing that the Electoral College cares about is the presidency. No other position, Senate, Congress, judge, anything is based on the Electoral College. Morning, Angel. I care greatly about America. That's why I want to help fix the problems that we have. You understand that a senator and a congressman are federal elections. Those are federal seats. They're all federal. Those are considered federal seats. Actually, reestablishing what you would consider the foundation is moving backwards, because the world is nothing like it was 250 years ago. Removing the Electoral College would bring more democracy. It would bring more power to everyone's vote. Senate elections are they take place in states, but they are still considered federal elections. There is only one national seat, and that is the presidency. But any seat that is part of our federal government is considered a federal election. Because it's happening. Well, I've read the Declaration of Independence. Heck, I did a whole series on looking at what's going on right now compared to the Declaration of Independence. And sure, you could argue it's happening, but it's the Republicans that are doing it, not the Democrats. No, if the Electoral College is gone, they will campaign everywhere, because literally every vote will matter. Right now, they only care about 7 states. They already don't give a rat's ass about flyover states. What are you talking about? They literally don't care about anything but 7 states right now because of the Electoral College. Why are they not releasing them? Because they know who's in them. That's why they're not releasing them. I won't hold my breath, but I'm getting a little hopium seeing that all the GOP candidates are falling behind here in Texas. Yeah. There's more to it. I don't believe so. I think they're worried that all Trump's rich friends, powerful friends, will have to be held accountable. We're still talking about, yeah, until they get released and people are held accountable, we're going to keep talking about it. Okay. Well, Biden's not president right now, and Biden didn't run on releasing them. I care about right now. Do you hate pedos, or do you want to protect them? You either hate them or you want to protect them. You hate them or love them. Those are your 2 choices. Pointing out Biden just means you love pedos, in my book. We did not get saved from nuclear annihilation. What the hell are you talking about? I'm not making anything up. Who says I wasn't on his ass to release them? What does it matter? You should be on everyone's ass to release them. Correct, Barney. I agree. You mean, what do those files say? They show the people that are pedos and took part in his whole ring. They value camel more than women. Okay. And we did nothing to change that. Yeah, and that's just a fraction of what there is. And a lot of it was censored. Yeah, I don't think the midterms are going to make anything better. No. Not unless you get a veto proof majority in the Senate. Nothing's going to make it better. Hey, Aaron. Boots on the ground in Afghanistan was a mistake, in my opinion. I mean, boots on the ground for 20 years was definitely a mistake. Actually, the victims did not exonerate him. But thanks for playing. Yeah, Cusp. It's wild. It's never a dull moment, that's for sure. It is never a dull moment. What's up, Shug? Hey, Bien. In the end, the United States has two choices now. That's it. They either do a full-scale invasion, which we'd never win, or we walk away and pretend, well, what this administration would do when walking away is pretend that they won. What do I think about Tucker Carlson third-party business? First off, no third party can ever win anything. B, Tucker Carlson is about as horrible of a human being as this administration. Why would I support him? That man will say whatever he can or needs to try and get people to support him. He's literally as bad as the president. I mean, he can try, but we are a two-party system. He is absolutely seeking money and power. 100%. Believe the DSA has a chance. I mean, do I believe progressives have a chance? DSA is just a word that people use. DSA is the new MAGA? No. Are there some that are extremists? Sure. But chances are those aren't DSA people. No. About 15 minutes into the live, BN, that's when they all show up. Oh, the establishment party? Sure. I mean, progressives as a whole are it's funny, like there have been tons of DSA members in Congress for years now. The only reason people are talking about them now is because they're taking out establishment people. But there have been there have been members of the DSA in Congress way before now. This isn't new. No. No one has really been talking about the DSA up until they started taking out incumbents this election cycle. But again, they're just a corporation just like any others. That means nothing. No, that's not what's happening, but whatever, T. Do I think Abdul El Sayed is bad for America? No. No, I don't. Hey, miss. Bonjour. No, all of the files have not been released, and a lot have been redacted that shouldn't have been based on the law. Any critique on El Sayed is bad faith? I disagree with that. He's not perfect, just like no one is perfect. But if your criticism of him is just that he's Muslim, that's a bad faith. That's a bad faith critique. Morning, Jamie. Keep driving the wedge in between the two sides. The two sides are being driven by people not being willing to actually like listen or talk or do anything. I'm not putting any wedge. I don't have a side. My side is humanity and empathy. DSA is just what the Democratic Party was in the 40s and 50s. No, it's not. And why do you think it's anti-American to think that we shouldn't have a Senate and want something different? Other countries do something different. Why is it anti-American to want to think that a different way of running our government is a better way of doing it? That's a dumb statement, Wyatt. You're more of an enemy of this nation by making that dumbass statement than Democrats are. No. Why would I debate you? Especially when you make comments like that. All the files have not been released, but yes, also they need to unredact a lot of what they've already released as well. You put, well, I put humans before anybody, but undocumented are not illegal. You would make me end my live? Okay. Morning, J-Man. How you doing? Good morning, April. Of course you can ask a question. I'm good. How's your day so far? It has been a wild morning. I've said this before, the closer we get to the election, the little wilder, the comments are going to get. And we're starting to see that already. What does debating do? It's not like you'll actually listen to what he says. Exactly. Again, if you come in and your comment is telling me that Democrats are the enemy of the state, there's no conversation. This guy figures if he rewords truth. Not rewording anything. Hey, Henry. I'm not pro-Iran. I think the Iranian government is absolutely wretched. We're just not doing anything. Why is it that you want this administration to release the e-files? I want any administration to release them. I want them to follow the law. Nope. Undocumented does not mean illegal, chick. But thanks for playing. Not according to our own intelligence services, Barry. They said that they weren't attempting to make it. They weren't close to anything. Literally, our own intelligence agency said that, Barry. No, it doesn't. Those actually mean two different things, chick. What's the difference between undocumented and illegal? Someone who comes in, whether through a port of entry or goes across the border and claims asylum, that's a legal claim that they're allowed to make. Of course, several presidents dropped the ball. 100% several. That's not illegal. Claiming asylum, the only time it's illegal is if you go through the process, they deny your asylum claim, and you decide to stay. Then you are illegally in the country. A third party could not win. We are a two-party system. No, you can claim asylum anywhere. You do not need to go through a port of entry. Again, you don't have to like it. That's fine. But don't pretend something is the truth that it's not. I don't support any party. I support people that align with my fundamentals, and that is not the Republican Party. At least not right now. I don't care about what letter's next to your name. I have yet to meet any conservative that aligns with my fundamentals that is running for office. I wish we had a viable third party, J-Man, but it's only going to happen once we get rid of the Electoral College. That's just a reality. The Electoral College will not allow a third party to exist. I think we should have a multi-party system. I think that would be a multi-party coalition government. That would be a much better... I don't support any party. I don't care what letter is next to your name. We can't have more that are active and actually have a chance of winning. No. We can only have two major parties, and only two parties can ever be president. Senate is fine if it's made proportional to population. I don't mind bicameralism if it's not specifically gamed to benefit empty states ran by backwards theocrats. I mean, that's fair. We can have more than two parties, though. Not actually in office, not actually win anything. Kid, I'm not the party of anything. Again, parties are just corporations. Jeffrey was an elite, and elites don't really have parties. They will support whoever will give them more money and power. I'm not a Democrat, kid. I'm not coming to any party. What is my... You sound like it? Okay. What's your opinion on Abdul Saeed? I think he cares for his constituents. And I think he wants to break the status quo in government. Appealing to me? No. What the Republican Party currently stands for... No. There is nothing in the Republican Party that is appealing to me. But again, I would never align with any party. Nothing about the Democratic Party that's appealing. There are policies that people that are running as Democrats stand for that I agree with. But the Democratic Party as a whole? No. I don't think anyone should be able to register with a party. I thought you were saying kid out of frustration. No. I think current Republicans, because of their choices, lack humanity and empathy towards all Americans. Then you're a Democrat. I am not a Democrat. If a Republican came out, someone who ran under the Republican ticket and aligned with my fundamentals, I would consider voting for them. I have yet to see a Republican that aligns with my fundamentals. At least yet. that's running for office. Why? Because I have a line that I won't cross? That's dumb. They don't actually advocate for safety and prosperity. Very. They're all for prosperity if you're super rich. Are we defending police? I'm not defending police. I think our law enforcement needs to be I think there needs to be reform in the law enforcement too. Imagine being a commenter whose name is Dog, making dumbass statements on someone else's live. Real success story. Yeah, I can do it too. Both parties have let us down, and they will keep doing so under the current political system. True. So no, I'm not a communist. Want to raid? No, I don't want to raid Area 51. Standing alone? I'm not standing alone. There's a lot of people on here that agree with me. We can Naruto run. Name some policies you like. Single payer healthcare. Raising the minimum wage. Immigration reform. Increase regulation. Wealth tax. Stopping funding countries, even allies, that commit G-side. Minimum wage is not $16 already nationally. In a lot of states, it's still $7.25. You may live in a state that's 16, but even 16 is too cheap for most places. Correct. The federal minimum wage is $7.25. I mean, to be fair, J-Man, in most states, if not all states, it's actually insane even being paid only $15 an hour. Like $15 an hour is only $30,000 a year before taxes. Any job where you work 40 hours a week should be paid a living wage. Well, hello, Francesca. Actually, fast food places were supposed to be careers when they were created. Look up living wage. I mean, living wage is technically different for different areas. Living wage is how much. Entry level does not mean not able to afford to survive. Actually, fast food was a career. when fast food first existed. No, all fast food. I love how you guys come in and think you know things because you don't. Do people need to eat, Kenny? You're right, they pay shitty. But a lot of companies pay shitty. A lot of jobs pay shitty. Fast food jobs should pay too. Fast food was absolutely a career outside of management. Disagree. Food service is just as much of a career as anything else. I always thought fast food was starter jobs. It's because that's what we've been taught. Why does it have to be? Do people need to eat? No, fast food has not always been a starter job. I'm not going to be doing this in my 30s and 40s. Okay. You all have choices. You can leave a job. You're assuming there are other jobs, Kenny. You seem to be under this false idea that you can just go out and get another job right now that pays more. You can't get by making $60 an hour. No, like you could 10 years ago. Correct. It's a job. It's a job. People come, people need to eat, people come and get food. It's a job. It's a food service job as opposed to any other job. No, the war has not ended. If you can't make it, it's your own fault. Wow, Barry. You sound like you've got no idea what the world's like right now. Yep, I can just tell. You've literally got no clue what's going on. I didn't go to college for some political science garbage as degree. Okay. I got an electrical engineering degree and a computer science degree. Good for you. You want a cookie? A food service job is just as important as your electrical engineering and computer science degree. I would argue food service is more important than your engineering and computer science degree, especially right now. Food service is a career. From my love of the DSA, I have no love for the DSA. Fast food is supposed to be miserable. All jobs are miserable right now. Fast food restaurants are supposed to be a stepping stone to your career. No, they're not. Working in a fast food is just as much of a legit career as anything else. I'm like a victim. Is that your goal? I'm not a victim. Fast food jobs are miserable. I don't think fast food jobs are supposed to be miserable. You're not supposed to be preparing food and feeding people? That's a dumb statement. What does it matter whether you're feeding people working at a restaurant or a fast food place? Why are those different? If fast food was supposed to be a stepping stone, they would be structuring it like that. Also true. I mean, according to him, he's an electrical engineer and computer scientist. Community people can come up if they want. I mean, they get paid more per hour than restaurant workers do. What does that have to do with anything? Well, I would argue that your degree is just as much bullshit because you don't know how to interact with human beings. Maybe you should learn how to talk to people before you come on here and just anyone working deserves a living wage. Not everyone can be CEOs. Also true. Why can't all fast food workers be CEOs? Because there aren't enough jobs out there. That's like saying that everyone could be a billionaire. They can't. You gotta understand, you guys voted for the party that. Oh my gosh, dude. Kenny. Gotta run. All right, J Man. What country works better than America? I mean, a lot right now. I mean, a lot of countries have problems, but depending on what you're talking about, a lot of countries work better than America right now. No, everyone does not have an opportunity to become a billionaire. It's literally the way our system works. It literally forces most of the country to be poor to allow the kind of wealth that we've got in this country. So no, actually, not even practically, no one has the real opportunity. If you're talking about the law of averages, most of this country does not have the capability or opportunity to be a billionaire. Especially if you are younger than Gen X. At least if you are Gen X or older, you grew up in a time where you could survive on one income and build generational wealth. Most people younger than Gen X don't have that ability. And it's not even taxing the rich. We need to do something to get the wealth out of just sitting there and get back into the system. As long as wealth keeps staying just in like stock markets and stuff, we're going to keep having this problem. The problem is wealth. The fact is higher income people are getting taxed to death because they're actually making income, where the people at the top, the ones with most of the money, have it in wealth. They don't get taxed. I mean, I'm not a Democrat, Mark, and I am quite educated. Any place with universal health care. No, anyone can't become wealthy using the stock market because you need to have money to be able to put into the stock market in order to gain wealth. And most of the people that have anything in the stock market only have it in their 401k, which only helps them when they retire. It doesn't help them for the first 60 to 70 years of their life. Hope the head. I don't care about the head of the DSA. I don't care about the DSA. That's why you never. Yeah, but that. If you can't afford to survive before you retire, it doesn't matter what's in your 401k. No, it doesn't. If you can't afford to eat or pay your bills, you having $1 million in your 401k is not, of course it's a retirement. That's literally the purpose of it. What are you talking about? I made a lot of money in the construction business and invested. It's a retirement fund. It's very boomer. Exactly, Ben. What do you care about? I care that all people, no matter your race, religion, gender, identity, get rights, respect, dignity, and safety. That's what I care about. A fund, a retirement fund, you also have to put money in. I mean, yeah, you have to put money into your retirement fund. Who are supporting? Anyone who aligns with those fundamentals. Roth IRA is a great retirement fund. Not if you don't got any money to put into it. That assumes that you can let it sit for as long as a Roth IRA needs to sit. Again, fundamentals, never specifics. What are you talking about? All people, no matter your race, religion, gender, identity, deserve rights, respect, dignity, and safety. What's not specific about that? If what you stand for goes against that, stock market has set all-time records. So most of the people suffering, I got one for $300. Well, most people don't have $300. Actually, we did lose in Iran. Put in 100. Most people don't have $100 to put in. Dimwad. Actually, it's not generic. No, I don't believe Republicans want that right now. Save it. You would need to be able to save it to save it. When you're spending all of your money on food and place to live and healthcare and electricity and heating or air conditioning and car insurance and all that stuff, and you got nothing, it's easy to save money. No, it's not. Not easy to save money. That's the point. I do. Oh, well, if you do, then safety. We have different ways to get there. No, we don't have different ways to get there. There's only one safety, is being safe. If something you are supporting causes other people to be unsafe, then there is not safety for all people. You mean Trump, Steven? No, he has no good option. Good morning, Clara. Aw, Bills fan. Thank you for proving my point. Oh, I don't think the war was started to cover up the files, but I think they used the war to help try and distract from it. No, I think the war was started because he wanted to literally be praised as the person that ended the threat of Iran. Same, Clara. Yeah, you don't care about facts, beach golfer. And that's fine. I know you don't. Oh, I remember what Rubio said. never it's never a dull moment. Distracting from your lack of them, 0 so far this morning. So then move on, dude. You're the one who's sticking around. If you don't have the ability to understand that my line doesn't is specifics, I got nothing for you. You just don't like my line. Getting more specific with my line allows for you to wiggle out of the line with things. A line, it's actually okay if a line is pretty broad. Anything that endangers people's lives, that goes against my line. No, Google does not take everything into consideration. In fact, Google takes very little into consideration. There will be a crash within a few years. Definitely possible. I think there will be, I personally believe there will be some sort of economic collapse that will be Great Depression-esque. We'll see how bad it is, but the war is not justified in any way, shape, or form. But thanks for playing. Literally, the war was the dumbest. Only an idiot would think that the war was justified. Literally, you had to be the literally dumbest person on the planet to think it is justified. There was no justification. No, we have not. There's been no established that they were building anything. Our own, literally our own national intelligence agency reported that they weren't doing it. We did pay Iran literally tens, if not hundreds of billions of dollars. They won't be doing it now. They are doing it now. They're more likely to do it now than they were before. They didn't get rid of anything. They did not go on live saying, of course we were building one. Man. Y'all just sad. Just sad. You think just by saying it, they did, it's true? You really need to grow up. See, I can do it too. Like, actually, the facts are not that they were trying long term and short term. Can't even think of your own responses. Oh, okay. Oh, I know. And we haven't done anything for that, Ava. Literally, we've done nothing to help that. All we've done is turn more people against the United States. You can't handle the truth. Oh, wait, hold on.
No, we are not bots. You lot just can't handle the truth.
Use your common sense. 90% enrichment. Nope, they did not have 90% enrichment. And you know what? If I were Iran and the president at the time that got rid of the nuclear deal that was preventing me from making anything got torn up for no reason, I'd probably do it too. Common sense says don't vote for a 34-time felon. No, you wouldn't? Oh. Well. I'm glad you know exactly what my brain would do or wouldn't do. What's the B on my hat for? It's for the Broadway show 25th annual spelling bee. I forget the full name of it. I love when people say common sense as though that is just a fill all word. Yeah. He let BB tell them that they were close. BB, who's been saying that Iran is 2 weeks away from having a nuclear weapon for what, 20 years now? Aw, Pops. Does it hurt your feelings when someone says that you're gay? I find that most people that make those kind of comments actually get offended being called gay. Oh, we accomplished absolutely nothing. You piss me off. Have you served in the military at all? What does my service have to do with anything? Or lack thereof? You think I'm not allowed to have an opinion on the war? You think even if I weren't in it, I didn't talk to people? I've actually talked to a lot of people. Have episodes up from people, former CIA and Marines, who say exactly what I'm saying. And we have a military veteran here right now.
Hello.
Hello.
What?
Hey, Dr. Unstoppable. How are you? And they're, oh, okay. Her talk is scuttlebutt BS. Okay. All right, weed eater man. That obviously that means you know everything. I think there's a typo. Oh, you're right. There is. Thank you.
Well, Mike, I'm just here to own the libs, buddy.
Yeah. Yep.
As long as we get that done, then all our problems are solved.
Any day now. What?
Yes. What are you talking about, Phoenix?
I love when people come in and think that I owe them something. You don't like being in here without me talking nonstop. You're in the queue. I don't know you. Low tier. Ah. Let me guess. You're one of those people that think if you insult me, that I'm going to get all in my feelings and bring you up. Yeah. I could care less what you think about me. Yeah. I'm going to keep yapping. I'm the only one that has the full authority to yap whenever I want.
And what's the alternative?
The alternative to not yapping? Ready?
Yeah.
Ready? You guys want to see the alternative?
Mm-hmm.
Now no one's yapping.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go.
And you know who lets me do this? TikTok does. TikTok lets me make it so none of y'all can yap. But I want to have a conversation with you, but I don't owe you shit. Like literally don't owe you anything. I love having conversations. I'm totally fine with you disagreeing with me. But if you think you can come on here and just say whatever you want and just be a shitty person, I don't have to let you talk. It's not my job.
Oh, look, and through the permissions of moderation,
You still can't talk.
You can't talk. Look at that. Easy. Yap. Oh, good one, buddy. That was you showed them then. I don't think I'll ever understand when people say stuff like that. Yap. Yes, the purpose is to talk on the live. That's the point of the live is to yap.
You don't have to be here. I don't owe you anything. I would much rather talk with people that actually care to listen. And again, because I know people are gonna come in here and be like, well, you don't listen to anybody. We've got Republicans in here that agree with me on probably most of what I talk about. Not all of it, but they're willing to listen and have the conversation and actually like listen to me when I talk. And not act as though just because I disagree with them that I just that's why I'm not listening, as though I haven't been doing this for political stuff for over 4 years now and literally spend Your arguments are nothing new. That's the thing. I think what's great is new people come in and they think their arguments are somehow different, and because they said them, I've learned to never resort to personal insults. That means you've lost the argument. In general,
Yeah, most of the time.
what
Hello, Shell. Hello, Vegas.
I do disagree in the sense of there are some people that are just horrible human beings, and I have no respect for them, and I don't care. You know, sometimes a spade's a spade, and that's it. But in general, I will always start off not doing it. But if you come in and you insult me personally first, it's no holds barred at that point. So I hope this failure in Iran will flip the Senate in November. It could. It really depends on what ends up specifically happening after Dr. Unstoppable. What if we just pull out, which is a possibility, or we go in, which is a possibility. Like, there is no way we come out of this unscathed. Oh, he's already trying to spin it. He's pretty much been spinning it for like 4 months that we've already won, which is obviously not true. Yes, and again, there's things that are necessary to have a real conversation. 1, we need to agree on fundamentals. 2, both sides need to be willing to listen and be wrong. And yeah, sometimes I will make an assumption that you're not going to listen, and maybe I'm wrong with that, but you know what? Again, this is my life, so I only have so much time and energy to put into it. What's going to happen, just like Venezuela, Iran will become America's oil? No, it won't. Literally won't. Literally won't. And Venezuela isn't even America's oil. Venezuela's having a massive problem getting oil out because no one wants to go in and actually like drill oil past who's already there because they didn't actually do anything. It's literally the same administration that was in there before Maduro was snatched. It's just not Maduro. And arguably the person who's in charge now is worse than Maduro was.
We are losing on everything bigly.
Bigly. So bigly.
Oh, that's too good.
No, U.S. oil is owned by corporations. That's why we don't. Not to mention, we give them so many subsidies that we don't get very little for the oil for the money that they make, which is why it's dumb. Because again, there's a difference between even oil and gas. Like what people can buy and sell oil does not always align with how much your gas and everything else costs. You need to nationalize oil. In the grand scheme of things, I mean, if we want the money to actually if we want to get to a point where we can start paying off our national debt, yeah, probably. But we got a lot of things we need to fix, not just how, there's a lot of things that are public now that are private now that need to be in the public sphere. Obviously not true, but there have been a lot of obviously not true things that seem to get believed. Dr. Unstoppable, that is an understatement if I've ever heard one. No, we need to regulate more. Literally, the best time in American history up until this point, in terms of people being able to survive, was after we started regulating our economy. That was how we got things better in this country. Deregulation is actually why we are where we're at. Correct. Too many monopolies. Not to mention, it's basically impossible to start a small business now unless you have connections, like really good connections.
Yeah, pretty much.
The regulations aren't what's stopping businesses from starting up and thriving. Monopolies are stopping businesses from starting up and thriving. The fact that we don't have a single payer healthcare system or a universal system is what's stopping businesses from starting up and thriving. The fact that most of the money is in wealth of super rich people instead of paying people a living wage so they can save money to start a small business to make it so they can survive. Like, that's what's preventing it. Tariffs did not bring manufacturing back to the US. The fact that you're even saying that shows you literally lack comprehension of what the hell is going on. Tariffs did not bring back manufacturing.
Wow.
Like, literally.
Wow.
Like 75% of the announcements of businesses coming to the United States happened were deals that were made during the Biden administration, and a lot of them still haven't happened yet. Why would I move to another country? I grew up that it's my job as an American, as a dad, to actually like make the country better for my kids and my grandkids and my great grandkids. Like, if that's my job as an American, why would I move to another country? You grew up to hate America? I don't hate America. But we can always be better. We've always can change. We always can grow. You think everything's great the way it is? That's ignorant.
Morning, Laura. My guy. That's like saying if you're in a relationship and the person is doing something that they shouldn't be doing in the relationship, oh, just go get in another relationship. Well, you can call out what's not right in a relationship, man. I don't. That doesn't mean you gotta go and just go somewhere else. That doesn't make no sense.
Do you think people that called out the government during the Great Depression hated America? Do you think people that called out the government during the Vietnam War, the Korean War, they hated America? Do you think people that called out the things that were wrong during the Great Recession hated America? No, there were problems that needed to be fixed.
Oh, here we go, user. There are more opportunities today in America than ever before. Why are you libs always mad? User, what liberals are you talking about?
There are not more opportunities today for Americans. I grew up in tougher times than today.
Great assumption. What liberals are you talking about though, user?
Regulation is interesting. Do you have thoughts on insurance regulation? I feel that my auto insurance is just buying 180,000. I think there needs to be reform in how we do our insurance. I think insurance as a whole, whether it's healthcare insurance, auto insurance, house insurance, those are all problems. Tougher times, you're sitting on your ass. How many hours do you think is in a day, my guy? Like,
And you said that you were
you're
talking about growing up. What are you
you're
talking about?
sitting on your ass chatting on TikTok right now. And I've been working for over 30 years. I think I see you for hours on TikTok. Yeah, I'm live for 2 hours, Monday through Friday. There are 22 more hours in a day. Actually, you are bitching about American life. You're bitching that me as an American should be happy about everything. Like, dude, I don't think there's no simple solution. There's no simple solution to any of the problems, Dr. Unstoppable. That is an unfortunate reality. No matter what, there is going to be pain when it comes to fixing the problems we got. We've let it go too far. You can't just flip a switch and have everything be good now. Nobody is giving everything for free. They did not release the files. They released a percentage of the files, and most of the stuff was blacked out. Redacted. Is it weird to complain and criticize the government in America? No, we're supposed to have free speech. That's exactly the whole purpose of it, is to be able to complain and criticize the government. Oh, my guy. Literally, the only person bitching is you. Like, literally, you are the only one bitching. I'm sitting here and just responding to your bitching. Hey, Raw. I'll stay in chat. Okay, good for you. You keep coming back. Not sure why. Medical malpractice is one of the major costs of health insurance. I mean, there's a bunch of it. So that's not the cost of insurance. The cost of insurance increase is because they're private companies and their job is to make money for their shareholders. Medical malpractice insurance and the cost of dealing with insurance companies is why doctors' costs have gone up so much. So it's both of them working like against each other have literally caused it to explode. The way I see it, Republicans keep trying to build, Democrats complain and put up. No, Republicans literally build nothing. All they are building is an increased wealth gap. All they are building is an increased amount of poor people. Like, they literally, if you look through history, Republicans have done nothing to help the bottom 50% of America, at least since I've been alive. If you got money, you're doing great, but no, for a majority of this country, Republicans have not done anything to help. If you are privileged, if you have generational wealth, if you are lucky enough to have wealth already, yeah, you're doing great. For people coming into the economy right now, life sucks. And there is nothing that they can do to get out of it. And that's the point. I'd rather make a society where people are not working to survive, but thriving. Hey, Tav, how are you doing, my friend? There's a whole lot of accomplishment. No, there's not, actually. There's actually not. There's very few accomplishments that the Republican Party has done since Reagan. And we'll just go since Reagan. Because before that, you're talking about a party switch. So Which is why in general I say conservatives and progressives, not Republicans and Democrats. Because anybody can put any name in front of, you know, next to their name. Anyone can put any party next to their name. It doesn't matter. That doesn't actually mean anything. Just comparing VA healthcare to the rest, having sovereign immunity creates a noticeable difference in the cost of healthcare. But I agree, for-profit insurance companies are certainly a major problem. I would argue they are the biggest part of the problem. They've allowed the fact that our insurance companies are private and for-profit has, by that nature, expanded to the other problems. I hear what you're saying. They're all problems, but I think for-profit insurance companies and for-profit healthcare just in general has exacerbated that problem. Oh, trickle-down economics was probably the single greatest grift that anyone has ever done. Trickle-down economics. So what about for-profit insurance companies? All insurance companies are for-profit, and they are equal problem. I mean, it's not free in Europe. It's free in the sense of you're paying your taxes to get the healthcare. You don't have to pay extra. But I mean, I agree with you, Brad.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Are you 40 still living in your mommy basement? Okay. Hold on. Let's address. Hold on. Let me just take this from the top. First of all, if he was, so what? But it's mommy's basement. English, my friend. You need ownership. It has to be. So if you're gonna troll it, at least show some education.
And you know, I can also just, you know, do the same thing that I usually do when people say funny things like that is, well, my mom passed away 2-3 years ago now. So great job being an asshole.
Well, there you go.
I haven't lived with my parents in, gosh, since I was 27 years. A majority of lib males live in their mom's basement. Look up the statistics. Okay.
Where are the lib males you're talking about? It's a great assumption.
Oh gosh. So what about, yeah, I guess it would be nice if the government offered auto insurance. It would just be a big change. We need to change the way again, the problem is not, the problem is the way our economy works is we always have to make more money than we did like last quarter. And it's actually like, it's actually considered bad if you make less money than you are projected to make. It's this idea that we need to keep making more and more money as opposed to actually like being able to survive. Like, why is it a bad thing to just make enough money to pay your bills and put a little in just in case something catastrophic happens? Why is that considered a bad thing? You're one and own 2 houses. Congratulations.
What is it?
Are you saying you're a lib and you own 2 houses? Is that what you're saying? I know a lot of progressives that own multiple houses. Like we're literally in, it's still a capitalist system. Like, Every one of us has to make money the way we make, like, in order to survive. And unfortunately, we have to make money in the system as it is.
Mm.
I love, now again, I agree in the sense of there are companies out there that run their business the way that it should be run. The way that we need the way that we need people in government to make laws to force some of these monopolies and stuff to run their businesses. There are some people that do it. The problem is you need to have starting money somehow in order to be able to do that. Like, I could make my business, I could make this podcast into something I could do full time if I had tons of money, but I don't. I have enough money. I'm in a lucky enough situation, but again, Barry, you are lucky. Most people cannot do that right now at 16. Except by doing what I'm doing right here. Like, this is how a 16-year-old can entrepreneur in 2026. It's really the only way. You did make money through the pandemic. Your feet pics. Gotcha, Tav. You know? Hey.
Uh-oh. Mike, you about to get into the feed pick business?
Me? No. No.
He said no. Oh, wait. Maybe Mike's hot lips business.
Hot lips. There you go. I typed the prompt into Gemini. The answer is rather succinct for an LLM. No, a majority of liberal males do not live in their mother's basement. See? There you go.
Well, there you have it. Look how easy that was to solve. Thanks, Patty. Appreciate you.
My next thought, pandemic created a need for entrepreneurs. Again, the problem is there needs to be a lot of small businesses. We need so many small businesses right now. Tons of them. We do not, again, in the current system, we are losing small businesses more than gaining them. That's just a reality. Because we haven't stopped monopolies from forming. Because we haven't stopped, because we've set up a system where it's impossible. No, we need more regulation. There aren't a ton of hoops to start a small business. We've created a system where monopolies can happen. And people that can buy in bulk, people that can buy in mass amount are always going to be able to price out a small business. It's literally regulations are what allow small businesses to get up in the first place and thrive. Maybe you can cut some regulations for the creation of the small business, but in terms of actual regulations on business as a whole, no, we need more. We've created a system where the wealthy just keep getting more wealthy and no one can get in the door. It's easy to start up with a small business, like the actual business. What people don't have is the money. It has nothing to do with the actual act of creating the business. I can create a business in 5 minutes. But in order to actually make something that can grow, most people don't have the funds to consider doing it. I would love to be able to hire someone to help me with editing and help get ideas for content to help create it with me. I would love to have people to do that and pay them. Yeah, because people have no money, Barry. Because people don't get paid enough to go out and eat anymore. You do not make minimum wage. Not federal minimum wage. There is no way. Federal minimum wage is poverty. It's literally considered poverty. There must be a solution. Well, yeah, there's a few. One, we need to pay people living wages in their jobs. Just all around. Because living wage by its very nature makes it so people can survive. We need to have a single payer health care that's not attached to a business. Because one of the biggest problems of people starting a business is the fact that they need health care. Then your buddy's small business will go poof. No, it won't. Because then people will have money to be able to go out and eat again. It will increase the amount of business. Can't afford what shit? Would life really be better if we broke up Amazon? Yeah. I think so. All the big monopolies. Target, Walmart, Amazon. Absolutely get rid of corporate lobbyists too. Yeah, taking money out of politics would help. A lot. Groceries and food suppliers. Yeah. The fact that like a couple companies provide the supplies, like the groceries for like in certain places for most of the country. You are doomed forever. No, we're not. What are you talking about? That's kind of a dumb statement.
Woo! Yeah, you showed us, buddy. What?
Like,
Doomed
yes, you are. Oh
forever.
well,
Yikes.
you know they nut-un'd me, so they
Oh
must
yeah,
be right.
yeah.
They must
That's
be
it.
right. That's it.
The nail in the coffin right there,
Whew.
buddy. You're cooked, as the young ones say.
Well, and again, Dr. Unstoppable, if we just broke up Amazon without any regulations as well, yeah, a new one would just come back because of how wealthy so many people are in this country. Because of the amount of wealth there is in this country. But that being said, why would you think that could happen? Why would I think what could happen? I hate when people just ask these open-ended statements without letting me, like, as though there aren't 12 different conversations going on at the same time and I know what they're talking about. Stop Amazon from being a business. Actually, I said break them up. So we could stop them from being a monopoly. And what makes you think that that could happen? You get the right people in office, you absolutely can happen. You don't even know what communism is. Stop using words that you don't understand. It's the communists. The communists are everywhere. They're trying to take your cats and your dogs and eat them. someone's got some big ass feelings.
I wh- what here's my question. Okay, I mean I know you
No
already
one's
already
changing anyone's minds. I
I,
mean,
I know you already bopped them. I just I just don't understand. If I let's just assume all the things that you had just said, even though you misspelled words, were true. What would that change in terms of the conversation? Like, okay, yeah, that right, exactly, cusp. It's not. It. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, you're gay and you're trans and you're a communist. Oh,
so
okay. If all that's true, what that changes the conversation? How?
yeah.
Nothing except you just calling names. So just
And
do better, man.
and Barry, here's the thing. The point of sitting here and having these conversations is not specifically to change your mind. I'm not trying to change anyone's mind. I'm talking about what's going on and having conversations about it. You don't know me. I don't know you. Why would you specifically trust anything I say? Why would I trust anything you say? We have conversations. The point is to get to a point where we can trust each other and maybe we can come to somewhere. But if you think that's going to happen in a 2-hour conversation or a 1-hour conversation over the internet, it's not. It's not. I hate to say it, but that's not the point. The point is not to literally come out here and just change your mind. Would I love it if I could? Sure, I would love it if I could. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. But that's not realistic.
Here we go.
What is having the highest gas prices in history have to do with anything? Like
Oh.
no president sets gas prices.
What the hell does that have to do with what we're talking about?
I think we all want the same thing. But here's the thing. I don't think we all want the same thing, and that's part of the problem. Because if the way you want to go about doing whatever you believe the problem is goes against my fundamentals, then we don't. Then the problem is we don't actually want the same thing. Do I believe that you want this country to thrive? Yes, I do. I do believe that. But I think your perspective on what that looks like involves hurting other people or allows for the hurting of other people, which goes against my fundamentals. I mean, Sandra, I only bring up people that can have conversations. I don't debate, so not usually. We need a national divorce.
Thank you.
I don't just answer random questions that have no purpose or point or reality. Because you're just looking for a gotcha statement. And I do talk trust. I find no reason to answer your question.
Big D, why don't you just go ahead and put the answer in there and then we could talk about what you really want to talk about. Otherwise, just stop bringing it up because I'm just going to go ahead and mute you. I'm just letting you know now.
Do I want a utopia? Well, anyone who's willing to be honest with themselves wants a utopia. But that's not what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get a place, I'm trying to make a place where this world for my kids, and if they have grandkids, or if they have kids, their kids too, is better than what I grew up in. And right now it's not. It's going the opposite direction. It's getting worse. It's worse than it was when I was growing up. The only reason that we as a family are doing okay is because we were lucky. We were lucky that we were able to buy a house at the end of the Great Recession. That's the only reason we're doing okay. If it weren't for that, we would be struggling just like everybody else. Breaking up Amazon certainly would be good for small business. Yes. Not sure it would be better for the consumer. Again, it's not and thank you for the follow, by the way, Dr. Unstoppable. It's not a black and white thing. I think if we were to break up Amazon into like smaller businesses, it would require some other changes as well. And that's just the reality. I made a graph about gas prices once and posted it on Imager. It got a surprising amount of pushback. I would love to post the link if you're up to talking about gas prices. I mean, we do have a Discord, Dr. Unstoppable.
Yeah, but it's not a debate channel, man. That's the thing. Because and the reason, listen, I can, and Mike, you correct me if I'm wrong, but the reason why it's not a debate channel is because debate channels is point counterpoint. Nobody walks away with anything. You just got up there and you just said your side, and that doesn't lead to anything. And if you want something to go somewhere, you have to come to a place where both sides are stepping in on good faith and good basis
Yeah.
to actually make a change one way or the other.
Here's the thing. A debate, at least in 2026, is not about finding the truth. It's about getting gotchas. It's about getting clickbait for social media. It's about, you know, saying, ha ha ha, I'm right, you're wrong. I didn't censor him. This is my channel. I'm not the government. You guys don't have some constitutional right to say whatever you want in my channel. Again, it's about trust. Yeah, I have no trust for him. Nor do I want to gain trust for someone who is not willing to be, to respect my space. Someone who comes in and just thinks that I owe them something, I don't owe you anything. This is my channel. I can run it however I want. You won't answer a simple question. Yeah, because it's a question that is not asked in good faith. I do not answer questions not asked in good faith. Ones that are just gone for gotchas. He could have made his statement without asking the question. He could have said his point without continuing to try and hear me say it. Because the idea is if you can get me to say it, then you can be like, ha 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 ha, look, you said it. Biden's the bad guy, or Obama's the bad guy, or Democrats are the bad guy because I got you to say it. That's not what we're here for.
Just go ahead and make your point, and he'll respond to the point, which is what he's saying. You're not saying anything about not answering a question. He already answered that. If it's not asked in good faith or he doesn't believe it's in good faith, he's not going to respond to it because we're not here for gotchas.
It's not about trust. You think he gains any trust by me answering the question? If it wasn't asked in good faith, there is no trust gained. No. Again, I've been doing this for 4 years.
Well,
Oh
I
no,
tell
it
you
is
what,
not.
don't worry. Here's something you can trust.
I mean,
You're about to be muted.
here's
You
the
can
thing.
trust that.
Look at his name. There's,
Yeah, I see.
There's no. Again, you are also part of the problem. So.
Well, that's all good. They're gone anyway. Bought or not.
Am I blind? Good morning, Scott. Did I miss Scott saying hi? Was I so focused on other things that I... Oh, there he is.
I agree, Philip. Free speech is not freedom of consequences. That's for sure. Morning, Scott.
Good morning, Papa. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, chat.
I mean, and I hear, I mean, what you're saying absolutely is right. You know, this is the thing about trust. Like, look, trust comes from learning about the person. Like, I have trust in Scott. When Scott first was on, we've talked about this. Scott almost got blocked when he first came on. And it wasn't anything specific he did, but I also didn't know him. He was coming on. He was being Scott, who, for those of you that have been here enough, know that Scott comes at things from a very Scott way, from a very Jersey way, which can be rash and harsh and all that stuff. But he stuck around. We didn't. And over time, we got to a point where I've learned to trust Scott, which means when Scott says something, I'm willing to listen. And which means when I say something, Scott's willing to listen. It's not because we both think each other is right. It's because we've learned to trust each other, and it's taken time. It's not something you can get in 2 hours.
What bullshit. I have the milk of human kindness oozing out of every pore.
I remember I have a clip. I think I still have a video. I think there's one of the videos I released of me going off on someone and having, who was it? I think it was Theory going, you could be, you sound like you're from New Jersey right here. And then I was like, I'm from Boston. There's not much, like, in terms of getting on people, we're both pretty good at it. I always love it when someone comes in and you can tell that they've already had their 3rd account banned on this channel. Shows how often it happens everywhere else. East Coasters are different. You know, it's true. If you know, there's a reason that people that come from like the Midwest or even the South go into like New York and they think that like everyone is mean. And it's like, they're not. They just interact differently. See? Here you go. This is his 4th account. Dude.
Well, plus, you know, he's not in good faith when his handle is libtards.
Oh, well, yeah. His other ones were worse. But yeah, Scott, so, you know, the news coming out from the Middle East is hilarious. Every day it sounds more and more like this administration is just going to try and pull out and quote unquote declare victory.
Well, as you know, that's sort of what I predicted, and I'm not saying anything profound. The president has now threatened to obliterate Iran about a half dozen to 10 times. And then he says, oh, we're in negotiations and they're giving us everything we want. There are no negotiations. They aren't giving us anything that we want. And he's going to retreat from Iran, tail between his legs, limping home because he doesn't have a choice.
Yep.
We don't have the ordinance to continue the fight. An air campaign alone in Iran is not going to do it. And they have a government that is willing to put up with punishment. And we have an American people that are not willing to put up with high gas prices. You add all those things together, and we're just going to retreat with a total geostrategic defeat, the worst defeat in American history, by the way. And yes, I realize that's a big statement. Losing in Vietnam was not a geostrategic defeat. It was a tactical defeat, but not geostrategic. This is geostrategic because Iran will now have a choke collar on 20% of the world's gas and oil. At least 20%. That's not counting what comes out of the Red Sea, which is another 10 to 13%. So this is a huge geostrategic defeat for the United States that will be with us for a long time, because Iran will keep yanking on that choke chain on the Straits of Hormuz anytime they feel like it, and they will do it repeatedly.
This guy is creating new accounts. That one that just came in has 0 followers and is following 0 people. He made an account just to come in and whine more. That's why. Yes. Anyways. An idiot. So yeah, and you know, that's what's hilarious about it. You want to know one thing that is also interesting, and maybe other people have seen it and I've just missed it. You want to know who we haven't heard from in a minimum of a couple weeks? I feel like I haven't heard his name anywhere. Is our Secretary of Defense.
Yeah, he's not out there flexing anymore, is he? No, remember he was doing the daily press conferences and he was flexing and saying how much damage we're doing and how much we're winning this war.
Yep.
And now you can't find him. You can't find him anywhere.
Yep.
And look, by the way, should we just retreat, tail between our legs and go home? Frankly, it's the only option now.
Mm-hmm. I said,
we're not going to put 1 million troops in Iran.
Yeah.
We're not going to do that. So, and the air campaign, no matter what we do, isn't going to work. We've already tried that.
Yep.
So the time has come to go home. And if that means permanent higher prices because Iran is going to charge tolls of a couple $1 million a tanker, and that will get passed on to us, the consumer, well, that's the price we're going to have to pay.
What am I looking for? The names of everybody who took part in the services that man provided, and to be held accountable, whether it's jail or just become an anathema in society. That is what I am looking for exactly. Every single name of every single person that was involved in the services or helped make it possible for other people to get services from that man.
Well, there you go. Question asked, question answered. See how easy that is?
Mm-hmm.
You ask a question, you get an answer. Now, I would love, Johnny, please go ahead. I'm sure the next thing you say is going to be just enlightening, but please now go ahead and enlighten us as to now what? Now where are we going from here? What point would you like to make off of this? We are waiting, Johnny. This is your time to shine. Your question was answered very specifically.
You're just looking to see this. You're not listening. I don't care. He's in it. Yeah. Do I think he should be held accountable for it? Yeah. But I don't care. Everyone. I am against all pedos. I don't care what party you're with. I don't care anything. Why can't you get that?
And not to mention the fact that you didn't even say his name just now. You're the one, Johnny, that brought him up. Nobody even said his name. You're the one that brought him up just now. And he already has enough that is on him, not pinned, on him, convicted, found liable of. He's got enough. We don't need to pin anything on him. Look at the stuff he's already done. What are you talking about? Pin something on him?
Well,
I think he's got enough on him.
Johnny answers proof, mister. That's what we're asking for. Let's release the files, see who's named, start a criminal investigation, and get the proof. We're asking for the exact same thing. And get the proof whether it's a Democrat, whether it's a Republican, whether it's a professional athlete, whether it's a Hollywood movie star. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Investigate everybody named in the files. It's really not that difficult a concept to grasp.
Absolutely, Scott. You're correct. And Adam, again, we don't care. What are you talking about? We don't care. Nobody cares what party affiliation they are. We don't care if they're not in the party. Anyone in them files that helped or partook in what happened needs to be investigated. Why is that so hard for you to understand?
Because they are okay protecting people as long as they have an R next to their name.
Well, the height of hypocrisy is all during the 2024 campaign, they couldn't shut up about releasing the files.
Well, yeah.
They couldn't shut up about it. It was the big thing for them. And now all of a sudden Trump says, well, I don't really want to release the files. Yeah, we don't need to release the files. It's all a trap. You're trying to pin something on them. No, we're just asking for the files to be released, which, by the way, Johnny, it's the law of the land. Congress passed a law signed by Donald J. Trump to release all the files, all of them, not the files that the Attorney General wants to release of his own volition. No. The law said all the files. Again, that is also an easy concept to understand unless you're willfully blind.
Here's again, I am strongly against identity politics. Like strongly against it. I think identity politics is one of the worst things that has happened in this country. The fact that we not just register. I think that's bad, but so be it. Everybody does that. The fact that we identify with a corporation so any side so intensely that we allow ourselves to completely ignore everything that someone on our side does because we don't want to lose is the peak of idiocy. In the last 41 days, Iran exposed something that we already knew existed. That's the thing. Like, yeah, it's blatantly obvious in the last 41 days, but really, we're talking like there's a reason no president has ever done something this stupid. Because everybody knew what would happen, and we knew it was unwinnable. There's a reason that the way we were about to, the only way we could prevent Iran from having a nuclear arsenal was a deal like the one made by Obama, which is why if the president thought that we could do better on the deal, then he should have spent time negotiating a new one instead of just ripping up the old one and then starting from scratch. I don't know why he felt that that was the right choice.
Since the Iranian Revolution in 1979, every American president, bar none, has been presented with war plans to attack Iran. Yet none of them have used them. None of them have pulled the trigger. Why? Because they knew it would be a quagmire. Because they knew that it would be very easy for Iran to close the Straits of Hormuz, putting the world's economy in a choke collar. And yet this idiot went ahead and did it, and the results were entirely predictable.
And DevHound, the treaty with Iran ended in 2018 when the president ripped it up. If it had stood, yeah, I think it would have lasted until February of this year. But he ripped it up in 2018, which is why they started making it again. And again, I would have too. Again, when you're dealing with, oh, you're talking about, yeah, well, that's different. When you are, regardless of whether I like the government, which I don't think the government should be gonzo. If I was dealing with like if I was experiencing what they were experiencing, I would want to refine nuclear material because it would be a bargaining chip. Legit had a whole war game that we needed heavy handicap to even. Yes. Orange bomb. All Iran had to do was say they put boom booms in the water and they altered the economic hierarchy. Yep. They didn't even need to say it. Again, there's a reason we never did it. Is because we always knew that was a possibility and it would do it. Again, for some reason, this administration thought he could just, I don't know, snap his fingers and then everything got fixed. Which is wild.
This will go down as a textbook geostrategic mistake. Textbook. This will be taught in diplomatic schools for the next 100 years of what not to do. In every way, from start to finish, he has screwed this up. Not to mention the fact that he blows hot again and cold again, saying sometimes within an hour, I'm going to obliterate them off the face of the earth. Oh, we're dealing with very reasonable people. They've got a peace deal on the table now. Huh? There are no peace deals on the table. They're not negotiating with us at all. They're jerking our chain. And quite frankly, who can blame them at this point?
Now again, will good come from this? Hopefully. Like, will good come from all of this horrible stuff? Whether it's the president and what they're doing just all around, or this specific thing? Sure, there's a possibility. Again, it depends on us as the voters and what we are willing to do. Are we willing as voters, and when I say as voters, I really mean any middle class voters, able to get uncomfortable and stand up and stop and do the things that can actually put pressure on this administration. So not buying everywhere, not buying things. Like the people that have some extra money, those are the people that need to stop spending as much or stop spending at all, because they're the ones that can afford to do it. People at the bottom, they're just trying to survive. The real pressure does not come from them. The real pressure comes from the people that may not be poor, but also are not rich. Not the people that this president literally does the stuff to help, but the people that. So.
One of the best things I think that could come out of this war is for the United States to finally wake up and realize that despite a $1.15 trillion defense budget, we are woefully unprepared for warfare in the 21st century. And what I'm talking about, obviously, are drones and anti-drone technology. We're using $3.5 million a pop PAC-3 Patriot missiles to shoot down a $2,000 to $20,000 drone. That's ridiculous. And we can't afford it. And by the way, pack missiles are not good. They're good at ballistic missiles. They're not very good at shooting down drones to begin with.
Mhm.
So Ukraine is leading the way here. We really should be aligned with Ukraine here because they are now providing that technology to Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the UAE. And they should be providing it to us. And we should be partnering with them. But then again, Vladimir Putin probably wouldn't like that. And we have a president who has a fetish out of groveling before Vladimir Putin.
Yep. And while all this is happening, we're adding $2 to $3 trillion a year to our national debt. And they're asking for $1.5 trillion for defense. Which is just wild. Just wild. And hey, Cody. All right. It is noon. My family is home today, so I'm gonna go spend some time with them.
Take care, buddy.
Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for the likes, the shares, and the gifts. I do appreciate it on all three sides. New episode, new interview came out. A young lady is running for a state seat in Idaho. You could definitely use your help watching her stuff, helping it get out. Because again, state seats are as important, if not more important, than some of these federal seats in terms of changing society. So if you could go and help watch on that. Also got some really cool interviews coming up. I'm going to be interviewing someone who is being affected by AI and is trying to fight against it. And we're going to be talking about that. You know, these are the kind of conversations we need to have. So lots of cool stuff going on. So if you don't go over to YouTube, please go over and follow and watch stuff. So yeah, lots of cool things going on. You guys are amazing just the way you are, and I love you very much. Stay safe, stay healthy. Remember to sing, laugh, dance, smile. Do something that makes you happy. Bye, guys. Goodbye.